Like nobody can be you.
Yeah.
So you gotta like maximize on the things that are unique to you. Like I feel like that's just common sense. But people don't have personalities. You know, I was homeschooled, so I did not get the whole brainwashing of trying to be like the next person.
Yeah.
So like I was always just weird anyways because I was homeschooled. You know how homeschool kids be acting weird, you know, they be like I get jealous of you, man. Stop doing it this way.
Yeah, no, yeah. This ain't normal. This ain't normal. Eyndigo, welcome. Welcome to Bedrock Radio. Last time we interviewed you, it was on No Band Certified. So now this is
Yeah.
a slightly different vibe. Yeah. It's been 2 years.
Yeah, that was 2021.
2021.
2022.
And it was UNT's for Paper Mud.
I remember.
Yep.
I remember.
So like, how has life been since then?
Oh, life has been good. I mean, like I've just been making music and like I've been trying to get better at like producing and stuff like that. I've just been living. Just been living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a lot has happened in those 2 years.
A lot has happened.
We went through 2 studios because.
Oh yeah, lots gone happened for y'all
Yeah.
specifically. Yeah.
We went through 2 studios. They had multiple events.
Yep. Got evicted.
You got evicted. Got a new job, man.
You know.
We've had you perform at Bedrock.
I did, and it was really cool. That was a really cool experience.
That was a dope set that you did.
Yeah, it was. Until Sash tried to freaking sabotage me.
Yeah, no, Sash tried to sabotage everybody.
Yeah, I don't take it personal.
But that's when you performed rap for the first time, right?
Yes. Yes.
How was it like performing? Like, did you learn anything afterwards, or did like?
I think so. Like, live performing for me has been such a like journey because I've learned that like you really have to like ask for what you need and speak up for yourself or what you like want so that everything can go right. So I feel like I've gotten better at like knowing what I need for like performances and just what I need to do to be able to deliver like the best performance possible. And also I have like a really like soft voice, so I've learned that like I need like hella gain on my fucking vocals and shit when I'm performing live. But you know, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. You live and you learn and you figure it out. And I feel like I've really been figuring out like live performances lately.
Yeah. I think live performances are like one of the most important things about an artist's journey is like you gotta be able to get that down.
Yeah.
And really hone it, because when you're in front of the fans, that's like your shot to really gain some new.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, because I remember, did you bring like an auto tune?
I did. And it didn't work. But you know what? It was fine because I was like, this is why I always practice without auto tune.
Yeah.
Because you know, anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And if you rely on auto tune, like, and this shit don't work, you gonna be sounding fucked up. So I was like, cause like Sash was like, oh well, it's not working because we don't have a cable or something, and he was like, are you gonna still be able to perform? And I'm like, yeah, I can still perform. Like I don't need like
professional. Right.
But yeah, like I was really like, I mean, it did stress me out because I know like I practice without auto tune all the time, so I was chilling. But yeah, you gotta expect the unexpected with live performances.
Facts. That's and. There's pretty much the same lesson when it comes to putting on events in general.
Yeah.
You can plan everything out and then you get there and something's wrong. You're like, oh shit. Yeah, so you gotta have like a whole bunch of redundancies in place. Yeah. And just like, no, like in case this goes wrong, what can I do?
Backup plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, like shit.
So 2024 has been a great year for music, in my opinion. I feel like a lot of good music has come out.
I agree. It's giving 2016.
No, for real. Like it's definitely especially with the whole summer period.
Yeah, man.
With the Kendrick and Drake thing, like that was an era.
It was.
That we're still talking about right now.
And will continue to.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think, man, we ain't even gonna get into it.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's just.
But like, what have you been listening to this year or recently, really?
Recently, I've been listening to Raven Lenae's album, Bird's Eye. I love that album. That came out this year too, and I was like, bro, this album is amazing. Tyler, the Creator, Chromacopia. Bro, fuck with that album. So
crazy.
Much.
I still only listened to it one time though.
Okay, but I mean,
it was good though. I enjoyed my listening. Yeah. I was like, so much music had dropped, so I was listening to it while I was working out, and I was like, I like this.
Yeah,
I have to come back to it. I have not gone back to it yet, but I like it.
Yeah, like it's so much music. Like it's hard to keep up everything.
This nigga shooting me off camera.
I've been listening to like, and also some Baby's album.
I was gonna ask you that. How do you feel about
No,
that?
I love that album. Like I probably listened to it like 10 times already, and it just came out like last week.
So which songs are like your favorite right now that you're heavy on rotation? Because for me, it's Viking.
Viking, yeah, for sure.
It's hard.
Belt Boys.
Belt Boys. No. Yo, Belt Boys, Vikings. I like the intro too. The intro's really good. I think it's
I like the outro. The outro's really good. Like I feel like it loops. Like I feel like the album just loops really well.
I think it does too, because it's only like what, 45 minutes?
Yeah, it's like it's definitely like 45 minutes. It's definitely not an hour or anything like that. But
46 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, that album is
it's really good.
So good.
It's really good.
So good. So underrated.
I appreciate his sound because like while I was listening to the album, I was like, this kind of reminds me of Gunna, but it still sounds separate enough that it's like he doesn't sound derivative.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So baby, he stays in his own lane.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of people that take from him but don't give him that credit. You know
a lot of people compare him to Cardi, but like I think he's good.
No.
Let me not even say.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's better.
Especially not Cardi now. Like very.
You know.
Yeah.
We're not even gonna get into that because I don't want the vamps getting to me.
No.
The vamps coming from
vamps, a mob, like a whole swarm of bats. That's what they'll be. Like, but so speaking of albums, how are you feeling about the release of Morat? And even it's not an album, it's an EP.
Yeah, it's EP. I feel good about it. You know, like I don't know. It's like I feel like I'm kind of in that stage where it's like it was so much put into having it out.
Yeah.
And then when it's out, you still have to put a lot of energy into it as far as like advertising it and stuff like that. But as far as just like the difference between before it's out, like your mentality, and after like a project is out is so crazy because you're kind of like that Will Smith meme where he's in the room. He's like, what now? Like it's the empty room. Like, but I feel good about it. Like I'm really happy, really proud of myself. Like I went through so much stress trying to get that project out and just trying to meet deadlines and shit and making sure it was still something that I felt proud of. So I'm really happy it's out. But I'm just trying to also make sure I give it like enough attention now that it's out and not just like, I feel like sometimes people will just put it out and then they're so happy it's out. They're just like, fuck it, I'm not touching this again.
That post rollout, like you gotta keep pushing it. You gotta keep putting it in people's faces because now that it's out, people gotta know that it's out.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So like describe what your process was for the rollout, like from beginning to now.
So I came up with the cover just randomly. Like I was just kind of like I just visualize stuff and I write it down. And the cover was originally, I have some like press photos that had a toilet in it. The cover was supposed to have the toilet in it. And I would have definitely had the toilet in it, but I just didn't like the way those specific. I like the picture that I chose more, so I was like, damn, I wish this had the toilet in it, but fuck it. Like I'm gonna put this one out because I like the way it looked aesthetically more. But the toilet is still, you know, she was still around, and I just one day I was like, bro, I want a toilet in my photo shoot, like for my cover. And I want it to be called Morat. And I don't know, like I just be thinking of random shit and hoping people fuck with it and get it. I was telling a lot of people it was called Morat, and I did not get a lot of positive responses. And I was like, you know, fuck it. I like this name.
When I first heard the announcement of the EP and it was called Morat, the first thing I thought of was Kim Possible, Rufus.
Yes.
I was like, interesting choice.
Bro, the untitled for that project was Rufus, like the entire time. Like the cover art for the untitled was Rufus. Like
So what made you want to call it Morat?
I don't know. Like, I just like that it sound like the thing what I like to do with my projects and with my art. I like to like juxtapose things that aren't really conventionally attractive or beautiful or aesthetically pleasing with things that are like with the music that's very like beautiful and like dreamy and ambient and stuff like that. So I like to put things next to each other that don't necessarily fit. So like I like the idea of somebody visualizing a mole rat and be like, ugh, and then listening to the project and be like, oh yeah, this is
like, oh, it's actually yeah.
So that's pretty much mostly where it came from.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I remember on your story you were talking about how it was one of your goals this year to put out 2 projects.
Yes.
So why was that a goal?
Because I felt like I just wanted to like show people more of like what I had to offer. And before I had, Villain Era out, I didn't really have a lot of music out outside of Dimly Lit Cabin. So I really just wanted to like kind of show people more of what I had to offer. So I just made it my goal. I'm gonna put 2 projects out. I didn't want to put out like one long project, so I decided to just put out 2 tiny projects. So that was mainly what it was, and I did it. It was hard as fuck, but I did it because both projects, like I did not have like a project ready, and then just decided to put it out like and split it up. Like Villain Era, I had made all those songs like maybe in a 6-month frame, and same with like Mole Rat. I made all those songs in maybe like a 4-month time frame.
So like, how do you feel now that you accomplished that goal? Like,
I feel good. Like I always feel good doing what I say I'm gonna do because it makes me feel like the other things that I say I'm gonna do, no matter how big or small, like I can. So I always, whenever I like make a goal for myself, I really try to follow through with it, no matter how stressed out I might be, because I like to be a woman of my word.
No, that's real.
To myself.
That's super important. That
Yeah.
really is important because like being able to say that you're gonna do something and you actually do it, it feels great.
It does.
And then it feels great for yourself.
Yeah.
It's just like a personal thing, but also it's something that's good to keep up when you're dealing with other people and just in business in general. It's like if I say
you're gonna do one thing, do it.
Do it. Like just do it.
Yeah. You don't have a reputation of not
doing it. And it's like, and if you're not gonna do it, at least have an explanation. But do your best. Do your best to do it. Yeah.
Good explanation, like something really good.
Yeah.
You can't be like, I was too stressed. No. Well, you can, but I won't respect it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, all right, listen, I'm stressed. So, what would you say? What are the differences that you see between Villain Era and Mole Rat?
Main difference is that I produced more on it. So like
on which one?
On Mole Rat.
Okay.
So Villain Era, I think I only had 1 song on there that I produced. And then Mole Rat, I had 2 songs. Not much of a difference, but they're both only like 4 projects, 4 songs, so they're not long. And so that was something I was really proud of, that I just produced more on it, and that I felt like the idea was a little bit more fleshed out. Like Mole Rat was more, I felt like I world builded a little bit better with Mole Rat than I did with like Villain Era. I kind of feel like I painted a picture a little bit better for people to kind of like enter the.
Was that intentional? Like after you put out Villain Era, did you like, for Mole Rat, were you like, I want to try to world build more? Or
yeah, kind of. Like whenever I do something, I always try to like expand on what I did before. Like I always want to try to do more than what I did before. I'm never like wanting to replicate what I just did. I always want to like try to do more. So like I did 1 song I produced, this time I want to do 2 songs I produced, or I world built it a little bit with the last one, this time I'm going to try to do more, or I advertised a little bit with the last one, this time I'm going to try to like market it more. So I always compare what I did before and then try to like
build up on top of that. Yeah,
exactly.
That's dope. That's dope. Constant growth.
Yeah,
I like that.
Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah.
So like, how do you feel about producing now? Because I didn't even know that you were producing. So, but now you're producing your own beats. Like, how you like that?
I feel good about it. Like, I feel like it was always meant for me to be doing that. I just did not believe that I could, or I didn't believe that it was good enough, I guess. But I feel good about producing. Like I've been making music and playing piano and all that stuff since I was a kid. So it was like kind of only natural that I produced on my project. And, I like money. So the less splits I have to do, the better.
Fair enough. Fair enough. That's real. And so which were the 2 songs that you produced?
So I produced Superposition and I produced Storm with Ace Pain.
I like that. I like that.
Sure did.
It was funny. It's funny because when I listen to Superposition, I think of Thundercat.
Okay.
Yeah, I think of Thundercat. Like, did you see that movie that came out? Not movie, the show that came out on Netflix. Inosuke. Yeah. It was about the Black Samurai.
Oh, I've heard of that. Oh, yes.
So the intro, that Superposition reminds me of the intro.
Really? I've never seen it.
It's not good. I wouldn't recommend it. But just like, no. The show is not good. The show is not good. The intro's good. The intro's good. But
I was like, dang, you compare my song to some trash ass shit.
Nah.
I just playing.
But yeah, I was like, this gives me Thundercat vibes. So like, knowing that you produced that, that's that.
I have to listen to it now because I love Thundercat.
It's really
like,
good. What would you say that Thundercat was any type of like inspiration behind the production on?
So no, and I didn't even know that. That's what I'm saying. I gotta listen to that. Like, really, the inspiration for it was like, um, Banks. She's an artist that she's kind of alternative, and that's kind of where I was going with it, like with the synths and stuff like that. But I also love Thundercat. So, you can always be like subconsciously inspired by certain sounds because I listen to Thundercat. So, like, it's possible, like, that the vibe was somewhat inspired by that. But I was kind of just delirious when I was making it. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning and I couldn't sleep. So I woke up and I just started making it. So I don't even know where my mind was at.
That's the best. That's when the best art comes. Yeah. Like when you kind of just can't go to sleep.
In that middle area of like sleep and being awake. Yeah.
Like for me, I'll say like most recently, like the cover that we did with Ace, for the No Blame monthly cover, I needed that done, and it wasn't ready. Like I needed it done super super soon. Yeah, and it ended up falling on me, and I was like, I had to stay up.
Yeah, you're like, I got it.
And I just,
my shit is made.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
And I had to do it. Like I had to lock in, and I stayed up till like 2, 3 a.m. working on it, and I was just like, I like that better.
You know, like make good stuff when you're sleepy as fuck. Like I didn't even have you were on a deadline. I didn't even have to be doing that to myself. I don't know why I was up that early fucking or late making music, but I just couldn't sleep, so I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna make this shit.
Hey, the late nights, because I know sometimes artists like to record in the studio at night more than in the morning. For me, I feel like I would be more of a morning person. That's when I'm most productive. But some artists make their best stuff at night at 6 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning.
I like to sleep, so that was really out of character for me. Like I do like to sleep. I don't know. I don't even know what my mind was at. Like I probably took sometimes I take long ass naps in the day because I like to sleep, and then I can't sleep at night. So then I'm just up at night making music. Right. So that just kind of happened. Yeah.
Well, I would say between the two projects, Supervillain and Mole Rat, I really
Villain Era.
I said Supervillain. I'm sorry. Villain Era. So when Villain Era dropped, I definitely was like, I hear where she's going. Like, I hear where she's going with this. Yeah. And then I definitely think Mole Rat, you honed that sound. Like you definitely improved upon what you had. Yeah. And I think Go Away, and you were telling me that it's not the one that's streaming the best out of all of them. Yeah. I was like, this song is really good. No,
I love it. I love it for sure.
Obviously, we're working on the music video today, and I have to listen to it all the time just so I can come up with ideas. But a lot of times when I listen to a song, it doesn't make me like the song better. Yeah. But the more I listen to it, the more I was like, I don't know why people don't like this song.
I don't know if people don't like it because it's doing okay. It's just not doing as well as the other ones. And I don't know. I did kind of have a feeling it wasn't going to perform in the same way as the other ones because I just know. I'm starting to know which ones are going to perform a certain way. But I do love the song. I really do. And a lot of songs got cut from the project, and that one made the cut because I like it and I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. And I'm glad you like it. And I'm also glad you I know going back to what you said about you listened to Villain Era and you thought, you saw where I was going, but then you felt I honed in on it more. I feel like a lot of artists don't want people to see their growth a lot. They be wanting to hide it.
Not you, but
they be wanting to hide it and shit, and they be wanting to people not to see when they're at a level that they improve from. And I don't want people to see that. I want people to think that I was just fine this whole time. Yeah. But I think it's important for people to see what you were doing before, where you was going with it, and then how much more you've improved. I think it's a testament to how much you're working.
Yeah, and I think the fans appreciate it too if they can discover an artist at when they're starting to bubble up. And then they're like, oh, let me check out the discography, and then they go back. And then they might find some songs that were earlier on that aren't as polished, but they're like, we still like it, you know what I'm saying? And then they can appreciate the new music more and be like, oh, I see the growth. As a music fan, I appreciate doing that.
Thank you. Thank you. And I appreciate that you appreciate Go Away.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's switch gears a little bit.
Okay.
So you signed to a label?
Yeah.
So it's Every Deja Vu Records.
Yeah.
So how's that been?
It's been really good. So I'm working with them specifically for this project. It's not I'm in a 360 or something.
Right.
And they're really amazing. Like they are really great. I love the entire team. Like they're all super supportive to the project. They had wrote an article about me about Villain Era earlier this year. I don't know how they even found Villain Era, but they found it, wrote an article about it, and I was like, oh my god, thank you. Because articles are great for any artist. And then a few months later, Ryan, the owner, he was like, hey, we're also a label. We're not just a vlog. And we kind of talked about it, went over the details, and a couple months later, I was signed to them. And they're just, I think what makes them really special is that they prioritize like artists being educated on what's going on. Like, he's really like big on making sure I understand everything that's going on with the back end and with distributors and stuff like that. And he really takes out the time to like send me and all the other artists on the label like information about ads and marketing and all these things that go into being a successful artist.
Yeah.
Because a lot of labels will try to gatekeep that shit so that you need them.
Yes.
And they're really not like that. They're like really prioritize artists just having that knowledge, and they really prioritize just us knowing what is happening and not just being like, oh, we got this.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Just make the music. Focus on
the music. We won't tell you what we're doing. Like they're very transparent and honest, and I just love that about them. Like they're really, really cool.
That's dope. That's actually really good to hear because I went to school over the summer to learn more about marketing and business.
Yeah.
And it kind of like opened up a whole
yeah.
new can of worms for me.
Yeah.
And so like this year and really in the past few months, I've kind of just been putting a lot of my attention on how marketing works.
Yeah.
And like how it can work for artists and stuff like that. And knowing the data is super important.
It's so important.
It's so important. And
more
like
than I ever knew.
And to go back to the point that we were talking about before, it's like when it comes to an artist rollout, the rollout process entirely is very important because the just to build up to it, what I'm saying, whether you drop a single just to get people's attention like you did with Rat, and then you lead it into the project, and then that post rollout is super important, and then paying for advertising, like paying for Facebook ads or like whatever. It's like
crazy. I was like, Facebook ads are like going like this. Like I didn't even think people use Facebook anymore.
And the thing is, it's like what I feel like artists, a common misconception is that they kind of just want the attention to come to them. And like, so they'll just drop.
Don't
and
even
they'll
get
be
me
like,
started.
oh, they posted one time or one week and then think it's just gonna blow up. And it's like, oh, nobody's talking. It's like, well, because no one knows who you are. like you got to get in front of people's faces.
Be in their recluse era way too early in their careers. I'm like, babes, you're not Frank Ocean.
You're not Cardi.
It's not gonna just blow up on its own.
I remember watching interviews back in the day where people would be like, I'll drop a song and I'll DM like on early Instagram days. They'll spam DM like a whole bunch of people like, yo, check out my song. They'll be DMing blogs trying to get their covers. Like, you gotta get hungry for that. If you don't have the budget to pay, then you gotta reach out to people for as much as possible.
Like that graph.
And it's like, and speaking of budgets, like you can run a Facebook ad for $100. You can run it for $50. You could, and it's like,
don't talk to me about motherfucking budgets when niggas be spending like all this money on weed and shit,
weed,
drinking.
Clothes,
like stop playing with me.
Come on, bro. Like, bro, you spend over $100 a month on weed. But you're not willing to spend that on an ad?
On your career, which you say you care about so much.
Like, come on, bro. Come on.
I don't buy it.
So that's dope that your label is enforcing that to you and being very transparent, because I think that's
they are.
Important.
Yeah, it is.
And that's what we do here at No Man World. We help you with rollouts, you know what I'm saying? So we can get you see. You know what I mean? So how would you say from Paper Mud or Dimly Lit Cabin all the way to now, how would you say you've grown as an artist that you can see?
I think I've gotten like more confident in decision making and just being like straightforward with what I want. Like I feel like I'm a very nice person. I feel like, but I've been okay with kind of being not worried about being nice when it comes to like my music and when it comes to like my career and stuff, and just being straightforward. Like you can be straightforward and nice, but you don't have to like people please if it's about your career. Like then no one's gonna care as much as you. And I've learned that nobody cares as much as you care. And if you don't care to like push yourself and make sure people take you seriously, people are not gonna just take you seriously. So you have to, pretty much make people care about your shit because they're not going to unless they think there's a reason to. And if they don't see that from you, then they're not going to. So I think I've just gotten more comfortable in myself and in my artistry to like be able to speak up for myself more often and stuff like that. Um, and also I just think that I've been more disciplined. So more focused and like really seeing it as a career. The artistry part and the making music part is really fun, but if you want it to be a hobby, you can just do that. But if you want it to be like your career, you have to do the part that's not as fun, which is like we said, like rollouts and pushing it and all that stuff. And just kind of having that mindset of seeing it as like sometimes it's a job, and that's okay. It's okay. You can love your job and you cannot love it sometimes, but you have to continuously push yourself equally. Like, and I think that's what I've kind of learned in the past few years is that no matter how I feel internally, I have to keep going because like I'm never gonna be this young again. So I might as well use the energy I have now while I have it.
Yeah.
Until I fucking burn out and crash and die. Period. You know,
that's actually like really good to hear because just like we were saying, like a lot of artists kind of treat it like it's a hobby, but they want it to be their career. So it's like if you really want this to work, you gotta get in when it's ugly.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of boring shit that goes into this, but it's worth it because that's the stuff that's really gonna make you go far. Like, the music is fun. Like doing the videos is fun. Getting dressed up and performing, that's fun. But it's like,
but it's really not though. I just getting dressed up like, oh my god, I'd love to not have to get dressed up all the time, but we make it work.
Well, sometimes it's fun. But yeah, like the ugly parts are the parts that will actually like take it somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. And you just gotta keep fucking going. Like you don't be wanting to clock in and go to work, but you gotta make that money.
You gotta make the money somehow. So shit. You happy when that check come in, right? Like, you know what I mean? So really quickly, I want to ask, what are 3 things that you learned this year? And it could be about life, it could be about the music industry, it could be about whatever, about yourself.
I learned once, like going back to the mole rat thing and the responses I got to that. I learned to just stick to what I want to do. Like my vision is my vision. Like if I think it's fucking cool, it's fucking cool, and it's coming out. Like I don't give a fuck.
That's right.
I'm not gonna like it, or not. So I think I'm just one is like just sticking to my vision and kind of putting myself out there to be criticized and like learning how to not care anyways. And I think I like to get criticized now because it helps me grow thicker skin.
Yeah.
Second thing is that I hate fucking Atlanta traffic. I got hit twice in 2 weeks. Do you know that?
I think I remember seeing that on your story.
Twice in 2 weeks. I have to move away. I don't want to be here anymore. I mean, there's multiple reasons I cannot want to be in Atlanta, but the traffic, like, what the fuck? Like, I've been having such bad luck with like vehicles, but it's okay because I feel like my luck is in other places. You know, you have to lose to win.
Gain. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
You have to lose to win.
Yeah.
And the third thing, I don't even know. I hope that I can quit my job soon.
That's not.
But I love making money. But yeah, no, I learned that I hate my job.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. That's real.
So I learned to hate Atlanta, and I learned that I hate my job.
Okay. All right, well, there you go.
Be honest. I'm sorry.
Like I don't like my job that much either.
Inspirational, but like if I'm being dead ass, like those are the things on my mind.
Hey, I'll take it. That's real.
Like,
so last few questions here. How do you stay authentic? Because there's a lot of it's easy to get caught up in social media and try to like copy this person because like whether it's like, oh, I'm gonna try doing this just because it worked for them. Yeah, try to follow the formulas. Like how do you stay authentic for your artistry?
Well, I mean, I think it's really important to be authentic to like be successful, like long term wise. Like you can follow a formula, but if it's done, it's been done. And if people have seen it, they've seen it, so they're not gonna care as much when they see it again.
Yeah.
They'll care maybe a little, but the more you do things, the more things are done, like the more it gets diluted. So it's better to just bring something new to the table so people are like, ooh, shiny, new thing.
Right.
And it keeps people's attention longer. So I think I stay authentic because I think it's literally the formula is to stay authentic. Like it just takes a little bit longer for people to get it. But once they do get it, I feel like it's much more rewarding. So staying authentic is just more rewarding in the end. Like you win really in the end if you stay authentic because people haven't seen that before. Like nobody can be you.
Yeah.
So you gotta like maximize on the things that are unique to you. Like I feel like that's just common sense. But people don't have personalities. You know, I was homeschooled, so I did not get the whole brainwashing of trying to be like the next person. Yeah. So like I was always just weird anyways because I was homeschooled. You know how homeschool kids be acting weird, you know, they be like gnawing on their wrist and shit.
That was you?
Yeah, that was me.
Oh my God.
No, I'm playing. I feel like, yeah, I don't know if I'm like super homeschool kid weird, but I'm somewhere in there. Mm-hmm. But like, it's just easier for me to stay authentic because I was not socialized to be like other people. And I feel like when you're in high school and shit, that's like when a lot of people lose their personality. Yeah. So I feel like I was lucky in that way because I got to keep it and I got to just be myself. So it just feels normal for me to be authentic. I don't even feel like a pressure to do anything else. It feels like that's what I'm supposed to be doing. So
yeah. Nah, I agree. I my dad, one of the biggest things that he would always tell me was just like always be a leader, not a follower.
Yeah.
And it's like shit. I feel like most dads say that, but
my dad didn't say much to me because I didn't live with him.
Neither did I. I didn't live with my dad either. I didn't live with my dad either. Don't push
Not just playing. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. But yeah, like so he always said like, you know, be a leader, not a follower.
Yeah.
And for me, I always was into the stuff that my peers weren't into. Yeah. So it was pretty easy for me to just have a I don't give a fuck what you think attitude, you know?
And that's the best way to do it. It's just and it's like and the best leaders are the people that aren't even trying to lead. You know what I'm saying? Like you're a leader by just being yourself. And people are like, how do you do that? You're like, oh man, I just am just doing this. But yeah, like just kind of doing your own thing, I feel like is really important, you know, and then people will get it eventually. But I feel like people be hating when they see you doing your own thing. Like they be feeling like you're doing too much. And it's like, damn.
You gotta
stun
on them.
Sorry, I'm cool.
Like, flex on them real quick. But, you know, I feel like when you do your own thing, a lot of people they'll recognize it. Yeah. And then they'll actually show
either they'll love it or hate it.
Yes. They'll love it or hate it. And the ones that do love it and actually have like genuine love, they'll reach out to you. And like the people that are for you will find you.
Will find you. Exactly. So you just got to stick to it.
Yeah.
Because it's better to be real and have people resonate with you for being real than have people resonate with you for being fake. Like,
fake as fuck. Because you got to keep up this persona. You got to pretend to do like,
like Cass, am I a dog person? I can't remember what I done told niggas.
Like, I'm not trying to keep up a lie. I'm going to tell you the truth. And if you don't like it, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, my favorite color is. What have I been telling niggas?
Yeah, like shit.
You can't even keep up your lore.
You know?
Because it ain't real. Like,
your lore is changing every day.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck? I can't do that shit.
Last question I got for you is Apple Music or Spotify?
You know, I've had time to think about this and I didn't. Probably like, okay, I have Spotify, but I only have it because I couldn't afford to have Apple Music and Spotify. I used to have both. That shit was overdrafting my account like fuck. But I might switch over back because they say that Apple Music is like better quality.
They say that, but I think there's a setting that you can go on
Spotify
and it didn't help.
No, because when I use my Beats, it just sounds
first of all,
low.
you're using Beats. You're using Beats by Trey. So we're a little old. Okay, we need to improve. You know what I'm saying? Oh no.
Yeah.
But
okay, and when I use my AirPods though.
Okay. But I mean, I wouldn't know. I haven't used Apple Music ever. It's like and actually
Spotify.
I only use Spotify.
And you know, Spotify is more so like I think it's more like artist focused. So I like that about them because they try to like help artists, I guess.
Yeah.
But honestly, fuck both of them because why the fuck are you paying me like a motherfucking
0.001%?
Like they can really both go to hell.
You know, I feel like it's not their fault.
No, they can go to hell.
It's the label's fault. I feel like it's the label's fault. I feel like it's like
they're all in bed.
They are. They agreed to it. So yeah, you know that's facts. That's facts. Yeah. That's real. Well,
and then I'm sorry, I got a rant because started, bro. My project came out and my label told me they were like, oh, they just told us that Spotify is having a wellness week, so they're off work, so they won't be able to like push wellness week. If y'all don't clock the fucking
like
y'all are already taking like hella fucking revenue. That's your fucking wellness. God damn it, taking a whole week off for wellness.
So everybody,
a good thing.
Every drop that's coming out this week, they're just saying, y'all gonna have to wait.
Wait, so, environmental health.
Right.
Like,
No.
Bye.
I ain't going for that.
But
I ain't going for that. No, that's some bullshit. But this is out now. So
Yeah,
you can hear it.
it's
You know
out
what I mean?
now.
Hopefully somebody clocked in. It was like, we're going to do this for Eyndigo. Do this, like.
Damn, fuck with the girl. Like, shit.
Well, by the time this comes out, Go Away will be the top track on the Bedrock radio playlist.
It will. And hopefully the top track on my Spotify because
I mean, we
it's
gonna
struggling.
boost that motherfucker up. Oh, but thank you, Eyndigo. This was a fun interview.
Thank you.
Glad we got to catch up, even though we've seen each other so many times this year.
I know.
But like, you know, catch back up.
It's always like this.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Of course. But yeah, I'm excited to do the video shoot today.
Yes, it's gonna be really fun.
Yeah. I'm excited to produce this whole rollout, this whole thing. It's gonna be fun.
Hopefully it don't look crazy. Oh my god.
I ain't gonna let you.
Perfect.
I ain't gonna let you do crazy. But all right.
Okay.
Thank you. This has been Bedrock Radio.
Thank you.
Yeah.